I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Working on Bach today. Getting the Courant from Partita number 1 in B minor. I'm getting it pretty good. Okay. So looking in pretty good tune. So the very first measure, so that's that B minor. Then I've got this F sharp 7. And then I need to work on that position change right there. So one of the masters says that you need to do this right here. Practice that change. That's measure 2. Then we're going to ascend up the B minor arpeggio. So if I'm like that, maybe I need to change the position to right there. So and then the next one's going to be this A7 shape, which is kind of like the, it's off of the G shape. Here's the 3rd, which is C sharp, the flat 7, which is G, the root, which is A, and then the 5th, which is E. So maybe if I'm right here, maybe a little bit of a shift like that. I can do that, or maybe a shift like this. But I don't know, kind of doing this one puts me in position to go here. That's going to be ascending up a D major arpeggio using the C shape. And then it's going to descend an E minor, which is in the D minor shape. And then we're going to go with a little step, which is also part of that. That sounds cool. And then I'm probably going to shift my hand this way to be ready for these next two, which is going to be a cycle of fourths. Think of that: F sharp, and B7, E7, A7. So there's that B7 right there. And then that's the E7. And then, so my finger or my hand position maybe like this first. And then probably shifting it for that part. So now I have Yeah, I got to get to that little guy right there. So that could take a second. One strategy we can use would be a 4-3-2-1 strategy. The 4 being, all right, that's a 3. So we could have that, which would be cool. Or we can do the 3. Now the 3 will help us with the picking. But what I like about that is that's giving me time to get the fretting hand in the right position. Then the 2 will be for speed. And then finally 1 will be putting it all together. So now I have now we're getting to that F sharp 7 right there. And we're going to be setting it up kind of like this. We're going to play A sharp, then a double hit on E, then D, C sharp, D. Sounds really good. And then we're going back to that F sharp 7, but kind of thinking it more like from that vantage point. Then right there we got, and then G, F sharp, E. So now we have, and that takes care of that F sharp, and then it kind of does another version like that if you want to think about it like that. Or you could even argue that they're using more of like this diminished idea. Which goes perfectly to a B minor. I really like that. So we have and then we're going to go to our first set of like this cycle of fourths. You got your B minor, you got your E minor 7, you got your A7, and then D7, or one would argue that it could also just be like a D. But once again, we're in that cycle of fourths. B minor, E minor 7, A7, D7, then it goes G, then A7, and then it sets up for D. So we have, so that's D, B, D, F sharp, B, then it slides into D, F sharp, B that way. Then we're going to go into that E minor 7 by spread triad right there. So that's going to be G, B, E. Then it's going to do a G triad, which sounds really cool. So I'm going to be kind of like that position, then go in that position, and then maybe this position. So like this, and then like this. And now we're going to go back to C sharp. And I'm going to use my pinky more than likely, but in the heat of the moment, I might go with the third finger right there. So I'm going to play the C sharp with finger 1, the E with finger 4, and the A with middle finger. Like that right there. So I have and now I'm basically cycling up that triad. It's really a A7 arpeggio. A, C sharp, E, G. And I'm ending on my middle finger. Then I'm moving back to F sharp. And we're, making sure that everything is relaxed and easy. So I'm kind of shifting my hand this way to do that. So maybe I might go and make sure I'm in position there. And then we're going to take that middle finger back to F sharp, and we're going to play this. So I got F sharp, D, A, and then I'm going to play E, D, C. E, D, C. So you're starting to hear he kind of does, Bach would take the triad or an arpeggio, and then he might do a scalar sequence after it. And then we're going to set up the G. So I'm going to play the B on the G string, G on the D, then go up to D on the G string. So that's tracing that C shape right there. And then probably in the heat of battle, a lot of times I'll try to do this with finger 1. But what I found that it's easier to do if I just take my time is that middle finger is ready to go. If I put it right there on C sharp, that first finger is ready for E, and then I can go up here to play the G on the A string. And then I'm ascending up that A triad from the E note. And that's going to be the E shape for D. And I'm going to go. And that's one way. I think a lot of the people that are transcribing these and putting them in tab form do it this way. Like out of the G shape. But I found that if I do it out of the E shape, I can cross over those fingers and then play that C sharp right there. And that gets me to my next part. So if I practice this, put my metronome on here. Looks like nobody is joining up. So I can just do what I want. If I want to pick my nose, I could. I'm not going to. I'm going to put this at 65 beats per minute. Change it to 3/4. And then I'm going to play my metronome going on with that. I'm going to change that volume and get it higher. go. Yep, that works. Now, here we go. There it is. There's my first part. Okay, so now if I work on that other part, maybe I'll go ahead and do another one for that second part later. But I mean, nobody showed up, so it's okay. It's an experiment. We don't know for sure how this is going to go. But maybe you guys will get some benefit out of this and some better insight on what practice starts to look like. All right, until next time.